I think that the media leaves out a lot in what they cover. There is bias, and I'm just interested to hear the other side of the story that the media doesn't cover. So.
I'm here today at the Pan Pacific Hotel in downtown Vancouver, where a panel discussion moderated by Lindsay Shepherd with panelists including Anna Slatz, Meghan Murphy, and Jonathan Kay is going to be held with many folks from Vancouver attending to hear about how a media bias has shaped the gender identity debate. It's framed it entirely, and that's what they're going to be discussing today. Now, this event was moved from SFU to the Pan Pacific Hotel amid security concerns, and you can see why. This crowd of Antifa masked communists are outside. They are not happy that the debate is being held here at the Pan Pacific. I spoke with some of the organizers, and they said that the Pan Pacific Hotel did receive some phone calls, some angry phone calls begging them to cancel this, but alas, they did not. I'm going to go into the event right now and speak with Meghan Murphy. She's one of the panelists who, for some reason, the left just absolutely despises. Let's see what she has to say. Why do you think the left is responding so viscerally to this talk today?
I think that they've been fed a lot of propaganda. I think that they don't understand what the issues are. I don't think they've tried to understand what the issues are, unfortunately. I wish that the people who were angry or who felt that I was wrong or that I was saying something hateful would come to the talk and participate. I hope that some of my detractors are here tonight to participate. Often what happens is that they stay outside and protest and shout mantras and things that aren't true. And, you know, really, mostly I'm here to talk about women's rights and to talk about basic material realities. I certainly don't hate anyone. I don't want to take away anyone's rights.
How has the media bias shaped the gender identity debate?
I mean, unfortunately, the Canadian media has done a really poor job of covering this issue and this debate. For a long time, they refused to acknowledge that there even was a debate, that there was more than one side to this issue. They framed it as a, left versus right issue, a good versus bad issue. And the reality is that there are a lot of people in Canada who have concerns about gender identity, ideology, and legislation, and we're worth hearing from.
Now, I also want to speak to some of the regular folks who showed up to listen to this panel tonight. I want to know why they showed up amid the protesters that are lining the streets outside, and why they think the left is so upset about the panel that is being held here tonight.
I think that the media leaves out a lot in what they cover. There is bias, and I'm just interested to hear the other side of the story that the media doesn't cover. So.
Well, as this says, my interest right now is much more freedom of speech than it is the pros and cons of transgenderism. I mean, these two sides are never going to talk, and until they talk, it's just going to escalate and escalate beyond what we can even imagine.
I'm Nick from the UBC Students for Freedom of Expression. We're coming here to support the event because our event got canceled next week, or this week, so we're just checking out to see how this one goes.
I just think women should be allowed to talk about women's safety and women's issues with each other and not be harassed.
Why do you think the left, which is currently rallying outside in huge numbers with even a paper guillotine, why do you think they're so viscerally upset by this event?
I think they're not open to hearing the other side. I think there's another side to the debate that they're not interested in listening to, and in some ways they feel threatened because it does challenge their views, and they're not open to hearing that other side.
It's honestly a mystery to me. I ask myself that all the time. Yeah, I read everything I can. I can't figure out.
The physical protection is one thing, but the blocking of speech is a whole other thing. And the fact that so few people in this country are paying attention to what's happening to the freedom of speech is fun. It's scary.
Last question, how many genders are there?
2.
Now, I was just heading out of the event, and as I saw 2 left-wing protesters coming up the escalator carrying signs, so I followed them to see what they were going to do, and you'll have to watch this. They eventually got kicked out by the police because they thought it was their human right to be in a hotel.
This is your chance now. I'll give you a few moments to think about it. If you don't leave, I guess we'll have to escort you.
So if we don't leave, you will arrest us and take us to jail?
Yep, that's an option.
That's an option, or is
Yep.
that? What are you charging us with?
It'll be preventative. Let's go, guys.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
So,
Yeah. Looks like it makes the hormone dose.
Thanks so much for watching our coverage here at Rebel News. Be sure to like and subscribe to us here on YouTube, and if you haven't already, consider purchasing yourself a premium subscription to content that you won't be able to find anywhere else outside of rebelnews.com.